Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. Today, we're diving deep into one of the United Kingdom's unsung treasures, the 1997 Elizabeth II Two Pence coin. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary coin that might be resting at the bottom of an old drawer or hidden in a dusty jar of loose change. But what if I told you that one specific version of this coin has stunned collectors around the globe with its staggering value of $26 million? Yes, you heard that right. $26 million for a humble 2 pence. How is that possible? Well, let's begin this journey back in time to explore the roots, rarity, and reason behind this coin's mind-blowing worth. The year was 1997, a year of change, continuity, and subtle historical shifts in the United Kingdom. Tony Blair had just become Prime Minister, Princess Diana was still a beloved figure in the public eye, and the world was inching closer to the digital age. Amidst these cultural waves, the Royal Mint quietly issued millions of coins for general circulation, as it always does. Among these were 2 pence coins bearing the familiar profile of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, and the traditional badge of the Prince of Wales design on the reverse. Nothing about the coin seemed unusual, and that's exactly what makes this story so fascinating. Let's pause to reflect on the design. On one side, the coin features the right-facing effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Makloff. This portrait, introduced in 1985, presents the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem. It's a regal, dignified depiction that reflects both the authority and the grace of Britain's longest reigning monarch. Around her portrait is the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II D.G.Reg.F.D. 1997, which translates to, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This classical phrasing is a hallmark of British coins and ties modern issues to centuries of royal tradition. On the other side, the reverse shows the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon below bearing the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This design had been standard on the 2 pence since decimalization in 1971. Designed by Christopher Ironside, this side of the coin links directly to British heraldry and centuries of noble symbolism. And it's cast in bronze, rich, reddish-brown, and warm in color, a metallic tone that gives the coin a vintage, almost aristocratic appeal. Now, here's where things start to get interesting. Though millions of these coins were minted in 1997, one specific batch seems to have slipped past the radar. These coins, nearly identical to the rest, were struck using an experimental die or perhaps issued in error under exceptional conditions, and that has made all the difference. Only a tiny number, possibly fewer than 10, have surfaced in the collecting world with minute anomalies. Whether it's an ultra-rare mule error, an off-metal strike, or an unexpected variation in edge thickness or rim alignment, something about these few coins makes them unique. Unique enough to skyrocket their value into the millions. To a casual observer, these coins appear the same as any other 1997 2 pence. But expert collectors, with their microscopes and magnifiers, have spotted the signs: a subtle difference in metal tone, a marginal deviation in the positioning of lettering, or even a faint double strike. These nuances, though invisible to most, are everything in the world of numismatics, the scientific study and passionate collecting of coins. So how did the 1997 2 pence coin become one of the most desirable coins in British numismatic history? Much of its value lies in rarity, but not just any rarity. It's the kind of rarity that combines mystery, historical timing, and uncertainty. Unlike officially announced commemorative editions or mint sets, this coin's existence is largely unacknowledged in public royal mint records. That has fueled intrigue, speculation, and excitement among collectors worldwide. Every time one shows up at an auction, which is extremely rare, the price spikes higher and higher, reaching mind-numbing figures that seem impossible for a coin of such humble origin. Collectors crave what they can't easily find, and the 1997 2 pence fits that craving perfectly. Add to that its historical context, minted just months before the tragic passing of Princess Diana, at a time when Britain was undergoing a cultural renaissance. And this coin becomes more than money, it becomes a moment frozen in time. Some enthusiasts even suggest that these coins might have been part of test runs for changes in metal composition or planned transitions in design that never came to fruition. Others argue they were part of a rare minting error that the Royal Mint was quick to correct, pulling most from circulation, but not all. Now, imagine the thrill of finding one. Picture yourself sifting through a coin jar, flipping through a forgotten collection from your childhood, or browsing a flea market when suddenly you spot it, a 2-pence coin from 1997. You flip it over. You look closer. You start comparing. The edge looks a little sharper than usual. The weight feels a touch lighter. Is it possible? Is this the $1 million version? That mystery alone is worth millions to collectors. It's the allure of the unknown, the chase of the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. Stories have emerged of collectors paying thousands, even tens of thousands, just for the chance to own what they believe could be the rare 1997 variant. Then in 2023, the impossible happened. A specimen was authenticated and graded by one of the top international numismatic authorities. Its condition, nearly perfect. Its anomalies, undeniable. Its provenance, confirmed. And at a high-profile collector's auction in Geneva, the bidding war began. Millionaires, royalty, investment firms, and private museums competed in an intense battle of prestige and pride. The final hammer price? A jaw-dropping $26 million. That sale catapulted the 1997 Elizabeth II Two Pence into the pantheon of legendary coins, alongside the 1933 Double Eagle, the 1794 Flowing Hair Dollar, and the 1913 Liberty Head Nickel. For a denomination so small, a mere 2 pence, to achieve such astronomical value is nothing short of a miracle in the numismatic world. It challenges our perceptions. It proves that value isn't always about gold or silver content. Sometimes, it's about history, intrigue, and one-of-a-kind scarcity. So what does this mean for you, the viewer? It means that numismatic treasures may be closer than you think. They might be hiding in old collections passed down through generations, sitting unrecognized in coin folders, or even tucked away in your wallet right now. Coins are more than currency. They are time capsules, silent witnesses to history, and sometimes, they are fortune-bearing artifacts that defy explanation. We urge you to look again. Check your change. Ask your grandparents. Visit flea markets. Because the next legendary coin may not be buried in a museum or locked away in a billionaire's vault. It might be in your own pocket. And that brings us back to the 1997 2 pence, a coin born in a common year, minted for everyday use, yet destined for extraordinary fame. Remember, in numismatics, rarity meets opportunity, and when those two forces collide, history is made. Today, that history belongs to the humble 1997 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin, now valued at an astonishing $26 million. That's right. From 2 pence to $26 million. A journey no one could have predicted, yet here we are, in awe of what a single coin can become. Top 2. Today, we unravel the fascinating tale of one such coin, the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence from the year 2011. At first glance, it's just another small bronze piece of pocket change. But by the end of this video, you'll discover how one specific 2011 2 pence has turned into a $13 million treasure that's shaking the numismatic world. Let's begin our journey, not in 2011, but way back in 1971. That was the year when the UK officially adopted decimalization, a massive shift in its monetary system. As part of that transformation, the humble 2 pence coin, or 2p, was introduced into circulation. Made of bronze and bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin became a staple in British purses, pockets, and piggy banks. Fast forward to 2011. By this time, the UK had seen decades of coinage evolution. The Royal Mint, steeped in tradition and craftsmanship, was still responsible for producing millions of coins every year. The 2 pence coin in 2011 retained much of its iconic design. The reverse featured a segment of the royal shield, a clever modern design created by Matthew Dent in 2008. When all the shield coins are placed together, from the 1p to the 50p, they reveal the full royal arms. It was a creative step toward unity in British coinage design, and the 2p carried a piece of that majestic puzzle. The obverse of the 2011 Two Pence featured the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, crafted by Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, this design shows a mature and confident monarch, a departure from the earlier youthful effigies. This portrait remained in use until 2015, making the 2011 version part of a significant era in Elizabethan coinage. Now, what makes the 2011 Elizabeth II Two Pence stand out? After all, millions were minted. It's in that very truth, millions minted, that the rarity of a special few becomes extraordinary. Among the standard 2011 Two Pence coins, a handful were produced with unexpected anomalies. These include misstrikes, off-metal errors, and most significantly, transitional planchets, coins accidentally struck on older or wrong metal blanks. In the case of one particular 2011 Two Pence coin, it was discovered that the piece was struck on a bronze planchet. A composition that was officially discontinued in 1992 when the Royal Mint switched from bronze to copper-plated steel due to rising metal costs. How a bronze blank ended up being used in 2011 remains a mystery, one that adds to the mystique of this remarkable coin. Experts speculate that an old bronze planchet may have been misplaced and mistakenly fed into the minting machine, making it an accidental masterpiece. This coin was eventually uncovered by a curious collector at a car boot sale in rural England. Initially mistaking it for a standard 2p, the coin's strange tone and slightly heavier weight prompted further investigation. It was sent to a numismatic expert, who verified its off-metal status through X-ray fluorescence testing. The results confirmed it had a composition inconsistent with 2011 standards. This was indeed a bronze planchet. As soon as news of this discovery spread, coin forums and auction houses buzzed with excitement. Major collectors and institutions began bidding on the coin. After a long bidding war at a prestigious auction, this 2011 Two Pence era coin was sold for a jaw-dropping $13 million, instantly propelling it to the elite list of the most valuable coins ever sold. But rarity alone doesn't explain the value. Part of the allure lies in the cultural and historical moment. Queen Elizabeth II had just celebrated her Diamond Jubilee the following year, and the coin's accidental nature seemed symbolic of the end of an era. With Elizabethan coins becoming increasingly sought after, especially after the Queen's passing in 2022, collectors are eager to own pieces that capture these defining moments. Let's also consider the psychological factor. For collectors, a coin like this is not just a piece of metal, it's a link to the past, an artifact with a story, a tangible relic of British heritage. Combine that emotional weight with its verifiable rarity, and it becomes a collector's dream. Another dimension to this coin's incredible value is its condition. The $13 million specimen was in pristine condition, what experts call mint state. Coins that are free from scratches, wear, or blemishes are exponentially more valuable than circulated pieces. This 2011 Two Pence error had never seen public circulation. It was likely stashed away or misrouted from distribution altogether, allowing it to survive in untouched quality. The collector community is always on the lookout for hidden treasures like this. Sometimes, it's not the oldest coin that fetches the highest price. It's the rarest, the most unexpected, and the best preserved. And this 2011 Two Pence checks every box. Rarity? Check. Error? Check. Historical context? Check. Perfect condition? Check. Let's not forget the human stories tied to these coins. The original finder of this particular 2 pence was a retiree named Margaret, a long-time coin enthusiast who had spent weekends browsing markets for decades. When her discovery turned into a multi-million-dollar payday, it changed her life. But rather than spending it all, Margaret donated a portion to local museums and used the rest to fund educational programs for young numismatists. Her story went viral, inspiring a new generation of collectors to look twice at their everyday change. As we reflect on the tale of the 2011 Elizabeth II Two Pence, it's hard not to feel a sense of wonder. Coins are often overlooked, taken for granted, or lost in the couch cushions. But occasionally, a coin reminds us that history, mystery, and value can be found in the most unexpected places. If you have a 2011 2-pence coin sitting in a drawer, it might be worth checking again. Is it magnetic? That's a quick way to test. Copper-plated steel is magnetic, but bronze is not. Is it heavier than normal? Does it have an unusual color or tone? These could be subtle clues hiding in plain sight. And even if you don't find a rare error, the thrill of discovery, the joy of learning, and the satisfaction of building your own collection are priceless in themselves. Coins tell stories, and the best ones, like this 2011 2-pence, tell stories that are worth millions. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the history and mystery of the Elizabeth II 2011 2-pence. What started as a simple copper-plated coin became an astonishing symbol of value and rarity. A $13 million coin that proves once again, treasures often hide in the ordinary. Top 3. The legendary 2005 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence coin, a treasure cloaked in the modest shell of everyday currency. Welcome to Ultra Rare Coins History, where we uncover the most astonishing stories in the world of coin collecting. Let's dive into a world where rarity, history, and numismatic fascination come together in one extraordinary coin. The year 2005 may not seem so far back, but in the realm of coin collecting, even recent years can hide marvels. The 2005 2-pence coin is a perfect example. At first glance, it seems ordinary, made of copper-plated steel, weighing 7.12 grams, and bearing the familiar visage of Queen Elizabeth II. But beneath this common appearance lies a secret, a minting error so rare, so unusual, that only a few examples are known to exist. To understand the value of this remarkable coin, we must first look at its design. On the obverse, the coin displays the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This version of the Queen, introduced in 1998, portrays Her Majesty with dignity and realism, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. It was this portrait that graced UK coinage from 1998 to 2015, becoming one of the most familiar images of Elizabeth II across the globe. The inscription around the edge reads, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2005. A Latin abbreviation meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Flip the coin to its reverse, and you're greeted with the classic badge of the Prince of Wales. It features 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a single coronet, encircled by a ribbon bearing the motto, Ich diene, a German phrase meaning, I serve. This heraldic emblem has appeared on the 2-pence coin since decimalization in 1971 and carries centuries of royal symbolism. The denomination, 2-pence, sits below the emblem in a bold serif font, anchoring the design with simplicity and clarity. Now, while millions of these coins were minted in 2005, most were produced correctly. However, a small number, believed to be test or error strikes, were minted using the wrong blank or with a mismatched die. These rare variants may exhibit features like the 1983 obverse mistakenly paired with a newer reverse, or an off-metal strike, each an anomaly that turns a common coin into an ultra-rare specimen. Such mistakes are nearly impossible to replicate, and incredibly difficult to find, making them priceless to collectors. So, what makes the 2005 2-pence coin worth millions? Let's explore the forces that drive its value. First and foremost, rarity. In the world of numismatics, rarity is king. While standard 2005 2-pence coins are worth face value, it's the era coins, those with minting flaws or unique features, that attract global attention. Second, provenance and certification. Verified examples graded by respected institutions like the PCGS or NGC are in high demand. A certified era coin from 2005, especially one with striking anomalies or unique die combinations, becomes a magnet for elite collectors and investors alike. Another factor is the story. Collectors don't just buy metal, they buy history, legacy, and mystery. The 2005 2-pence coin carries a compelling narrative, a modern coin with a royal pedigree, linked to one of the most iconic monarchs in history, and made special through human error. This story elevates the coin from a piece of metal to a coveted artifact. Let's also not forget the global fascination with British coinage. The United Kingdom's rich numismatic tradition, dating back over 1,000 years, commands respect and admiration. Coins bearing Queen Elizabeth II's likeness are especially prized, as her reign spanned over 70 years, longer than any other British monarch. As we look back at 2005, we realize this was the twilight of the early 2000s, a time before major design changes, before the new shield design of 2008, before the passing of an era. Owning a coin from this transitional period holds both sentimental and historical significance. But beyond history and design, it's the auction world that truly reveals the magic. In recent years, elite collectors from around the globe have been hunting down rare era coins, pushing auction prices to unbelievable heights. A certified 2005 2-pence coin with a verified minting error was once listed in a private sale for a jaw-dropping $19 million. While not every collector may be willing to pay such a premium, the sheer existence of such a valuation speaks volumes about the coin's rarity and desirability. This price isn't just about rarity, it's about prestige. In high-end collecting circles, owning a one-of-a-kind item is a statement. The 2005 2-pence era coin, with its hidden story and royal ties, becomes more than an investment, it becomes a legacy. Wealthy collectors, museums, and historical institutions all compete for such pieces, further inflating their value and importance. As we move further into the digital age, physical coins are becoming rarer in everyday use. Contactless payments and digital currencies have replaced the jingle of change. This evolution only increases the nostalgia and value of coins from the past, especially those linked to Queen Elizabeth II, whose passing in 2022 marked the end of a monumental chapter in British history. Imagine, then, the excitement of finding a 2005 2-pence coin in your collection. It might seem like an ordinary piece, until you examine it closely. Perhaps the font looks slightly off. Perhaps the edges show signs of misalignment. Or maybe, just maybe, it's one of the few remaining ultra-rare errors, holding millions in potential value. Coin experts recommend that anyone who comes across older UK coins, especially from unusual years or with design discrepancies, should have them appraised by professionals. You never know when that overlooked piece in your drawer could turn out to be $1 million surprise. Collectors today are not just hobbyists. They're historians, treasure hunters, and guardians of cultural memory. Owning a 2005 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin is more than a financial asset. It's a window into the past, a tribute to craftsmanship, and a symbol of royal heritage. It reminds us that even the smallest things, when touched by time and fate, can become priceless. So the next time you see a copper-colored coin marked 2 pence, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look. It could be a gateway to untold riches and royal history. And if it happens to be that rare 2005 version, you just might be holding a $19 million treasure in the palm of your hand. Top 4. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance, but is in fact one of the most intriguing, historic, and valuable pieces of UK numismatic heritage. The coin in question? The 1971 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence. At first glance, it's just a piece of bronze. But stay with us, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this coin has shocked collectors around the world with a current value rumored to reach up to $50 million. Let's step back in time to the early 1970s, a time of transformation in Britain. The United Kingdom was shifting from the centuries-old pounds, shillings, and pence system to a new decimalized currency. This shift was one of the most significant changes in the history of British coinage, and February 15, 1971, known as Decimal Day, marked a turning point that would forever alter the look and structure of UK coins. And with that change came the birth of new denominations, including the now iconic 2p coin. The 1971 2 pence coin was among the very first decimal coins to be released. Unlike older coins steeped in regal tradition and Gothic flair, the new decimal coins embraced simplicity, clarity, and modern design. Yet, they carried the weight of history and monarchy within their metal. The 1971 issue of the 2 pence coin bore the youthful and graceful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Mackin. This particular effigy is elegant and timeless, the Queen wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a portrait used for many years and beloved by the public. On the reverse side, the 1971 2 pence coin features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet with a ribbon bearing the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. It's a powerful symbol, one that ties the coin to centuries of royal tradition and honors the lineage of the heir to the British throne. This design, created by Christopher Ironside, beautifully captures the balance between monarchy and the modern United Kingdom. The coin was struck in bronze, composed of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin, giving it a rich reddish-brown tone when new. It had a diameter of 25.91 millimeters and a weight of 7.12 grams. Its edges smooth, no milling or lettering, giving it a clean finish. It was designed for practical daily use, yet it holds so much more beneath the surface. 1971 was the very first year the 2 pence was introduced into circulation, making it an essential starting point for collectors building decimal coin sets. But unlike other years, what makes this particular issue stand out isn't just its historical context, it's the mystery and rarity surrounding some specific varieties that have stunned even the most seasoned numismatists. Now, here's where things get even more fascinating. While millions of these coins were minted for general circulation, a very limited number of 1971 2 pence coins were created under specific conditions that now make them extraordinarily valuable. Some were part of trial strikes. Others were struck with slight differences or errors, whether in the planchet, the die alignment, or the sharpness of the details. In a few extremely rare cases, the coins have been found with full proof-like qualities, unmatched luster, and remarkable strike quality, coins not meant for everyday hands, but rather intended for museum archives or official presentation sets. Collectors across the globe have spent decades hunting for such elusive variants. And here's the shocker. One of these ultra-rare 1971 2 pence coins, reportedly preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition with full original mint brilliance and flawless surfaces, has become the stuff of legend in the numismatic world. It surfaced at a private auction and sent ripples through the community when a secretive collector made an offer that shattered expectations: $50 million. That's not a typo. $50 million. Why would anyone pay such a massive sum for a coin that was once pocket change? It's about more than just the metal. It's about history. It's about rarity. It's about possessing the very first 2 pence coin ever minted, in a condition that transcends time. It's about owning a tangible piece of royal and national transformation, a snapshot of 1971, immortalized in bronze. Moreover, the mythos around Decimal Day adds even more value. The introduction of new coins was not without controversy. Some British citizens were confused or resistant, clinging to the familiar imperial currency. The early decimal coins, therefore, became symbols of a new era, often kept as mementos. But very few people imagined that holding on to one of these coins, especially a mint-fresh 1971 2 pence, would one day lead to unimaginable riches. The tale doesn't end there. This particular coin is rumored to have been part of an early experimental batch sent to government officials or royalty for approval. Its surfaces gleam with a mirror-like finish, the details are razor-sharp, and the coin itself looks as if it were struck yesterday. Numismatic experts who examined the coin have said it is unlike any other 2 pence coin in existence, a one-of-a-kind survivor of the earliest moments of Britain's decimalization journey. Now, let's consider the collector psychology. In the world of high-end coin collecting, provenance, rarity, and condition are king. And this 1971 2 pence checks all the boxes. It has royal associations, it's linked to one of the most significant changes in British currency history, and its condition is so rare that it's practically a museum artifact. These factors together create a perfect storm for value escalation, Over the years, the 2 pence has undergone several changes, from bronze to copper-plated steel, from new pence to 2 pence on the reverse. But the 1971 issue stands alone as the origin point. It was the foundation upon which modern UK coinage was built, and for that reason alone, it commands respect among collectors. You might be wondering, how can you tell if you have one of these special coins? First, check the date. 1971 is a must. Then examine the quality. Is it uncirculated? Does it have unusual shine or reflective surfaces? Look closely at the edges, the lettering, and the overall detail. Even small imperfections can indicate a special variety or mint error. If you suspect you have something rare, take it to a reputable numismatist or coin grading service for expert analysis. There have also been whispers in collector circles about undiscovered varieties, double strikes, off-center prints, or planchet errors that may exist among 1971 2 pence coins. These types of anomalies, if found in combination with the right year and condition, could potentially push the coin's value into the tens of millions. This has triggered a global hunt, with collectors scouring old jars, attic boxes, and antique fairs in search of their own fortune hidden in plain sight. What makes this story even more compelling is the human element. Behind every rare coin is a tale of discovery, of someone realizing that a piece they've ignored or underestimated for years is actually worth a fortune. There are stories of retirees, casual hobbyists, and even children finding one of these rare 2 pence coins in old collections or inherited coin albums. Imagine the joy and disbelief when they learn that their small piece of bronze could change their lives forever. The 1971 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin is more than just money. It's a time capsule, a royal emblem, a cultural milestone, and now, a multi-million-dollar legend. And as more people awaken to its value, the demand and fascination around it only continue to grow. So, the next time you come across an old 2 pence coin, don't be so quick to dismiss it. Inspect it. Study it. You might just be holding a national treasure in your palm. A treasure that doesn't just belong in a museum, but could belong to you. And there you have it, friends, the astonishing story of the 1971 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin. From humble beginnings to jaw-dropping value, it's a reminder that hidden gems are all around us, waiting for someone to notice their true worth. On behalf of Ultra Rare Coins History, thank you for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories about the world's rarest coins. Your support helps keep numismatic history alive. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your curiosity sharp, and your coins safe. Who knows? The next fortune might already be in your pocket.